Grant, you second?
I second.
All in favor? Sold. Okay, Scotty, we've got 2 items for the fall meeting on your capital that we've gone through.
Yes.
Are they still the same?
I have one add-on for fall, and I have one add-on that I think we got to try to do in the spring.
What's
Prospect
in the
Heights.
spring?
Prospect Heights pipe that's deteriorating, Mr. Alves. So we raised funding a couple of years ago to do engineering work. The engineering work is complete. I still have money left from the engineering, so we have to change that to construction, and I need another 70 on top of it for construction.
What is this?
So the height that the height's a pipe that runs between the houses on Prospect Street and the brick houses. There's a pipe that ran through the park
Yeah.
that we had done a long time ago, 10
Is
years
that the
ago.
one that comes out at the bottom by Wally Costa's?
Yes, it's behind Wally's house. So that section from there to the pool is all deteriorating and sinking. And Mr. Al's property right there next door, his whole backyard is gone. It's sinking into the ground. The pipe has to be fixed. So we raised funding for engineering, I think, 2 or 3 years ago,
Yeah.
which is all done. So we're ready to go to a construction phase now. Sooner than later, because he's really having issues over there.
Well, that would definitely, if his backyard's craving in,
Yeah, it's kind of an emergency
that would
situation.
be an emergency.
But I don't know exactly how much, maybe 60,000 left from that engineering. Do you remember that? For Prospect Heights? I don't remember off the top of my head.
Prospect Heights?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't use that for construction.
Well, I'll have to get that changed to construction.
Yeah.
Is this the Godfrey Brook?
No, this is the pipe that was sinking
Hospital Brook.
up on Prospect Heights. We
Before
raised
the brook?
70 grand to do engineering work on the,
Or the brook?
Yep,
Yeah, all right.
I don't know if it's a brook or what, it's a pipe.
it's always been a brook,
It used to be a brook.
when they covered it. But if we have engineering money, you got to get that back to town meeting and pull it out.
Right, however that works.
Was it in your budget?
Yeah, it was like 70,000.
Godfrey Brook Engineering, must have been multiple ones. Prospect Heights, yeah, you get 32.8. This was at the close of
That's what I
last,
have left, 32.8.
at the close of last year.
Yikes.
Put anything in since,
How much is the
July.
total, Scotty?
I need about a total of 140,000. So I need more than that. I thought I had more in there.
excuse me, you also had that capital project fund that we had authorization to use.
Right, but that's gonna go to that's gonna go to a stormwater project.
But you have the Godfrey Brook one too.
Right, I think that's, we had like $200,000 or something?
Well, it sounds like you need to
Yeah,
get all those facts.
522K in the Godfrey Brook capital project. And that was because we had that extra money that we had reimbursed, but then we went to town meeting as that is the funding source.
Right, but we needed some of that for the FEMA project that's gonna be happening soon. I might need a couple hundred for that.
That what you're telling him? Is that?
Well, no, I'm thinking out loud, really.
Yeah, all right.
All right, why don't we do
I think me and you need to get
I'm
that.
We'll get
thinking we're
together.
not ready
Let me
yet.
do it, but I am looking at, well, I'd say anywhere from 70 to 100,000, then, if that's all we have. I'll get the
It
numbers
sounds like
squared
you're
away.
saying you need 140. and you
Total,
may-
yes,
And figure out how much you can get from the other leftovers.
right. Maybe we can cover the whole
You
thing.
have to, if it was voted on as engineering, we're gonna have to like kind of give it back and take it out.
Yeah.
Because you can't say, well, we did the engineering, now we want to use the excess money for construction.
Yeah, let's get together, because we
Okay.
did, to that point, we've already repurposed that money. We just gotta, I gotta refresh myself on it. I
We
wasn't-
want to do that tomorrow, because we're going to get together tomorrow anyways.
Yeah, we should talk about that other thing.
We're going to have a separate night for IT. We'll piggyback those two topics on that night, looking at one of the Wednesdays coming up. Does that work for you?
If it works for you, Al, I'll make it work for me.
Okay, what other,
All right, so also in fall, I want to add a $50,000 grant. I got a grant that's for one of my asset management plans. So what the DOT is causing us to do now is locate, measure, categorize every single culvert in town. We have about 150 of them. This is a DOT thing now, and they've been driving me crazy. I've been pushing them off for the last couple of years, hoping I could do it myself, but it's not going to happen. So I have a grant coming for asset management, and that's part of it, and that will cover all the work that needs to be done to locate and measure and do everything they got to do for every single culvert crossing we have in town. That has to be done.
so 150 culverts to be measured and identified, and it's 50 grand?
Well, that'll be the town's share of the grant, 50,000. And some of that's going to be in-kind services, so it won't be a total of 50, but plan on 50 for now.
How much is the whole project?
It's probably going to be 200,000 to 300,000.
Okay, so you're going to get 150 to 200.
Yeah. But in order to get the grant, the town has to have at least 50,000, whether it's in-kind or cash.
And that's for the fall.
No. Well,
Seems like they should.
yeah, I mean, it still is. It's part of stormwater, yes.
Yeah.
Well, all right, we can talk about that, too. But I just want to have that in case it doesn't work.
Yeah, we got to
That's
put
for the
together the
fall.
5 questions.
Yep. And then you had the garage lift and the chipper.
And those two we had already talked through.
Yes,
Is the garage lift still 100 grand?
yes,
The chipper still 120?
yes.
Didn't we have a chipper that we bought?
We had the Board of Health chipper that was like a 1989. That's
Was it that long ago?
since gone, yeah. The Parks Department has one also, so I think we're going to talk about maybe trading that one in and just running one new
I
one.
was going to say, because I remember we bought one, and the agreement was it would be shared.
That was the Board of Health.
Board of Health or Parks?
Board of Health. The Board of Health purchased it to grind brush when they opened the transfer station. And since that's long gone. We've already got rid of it. It had its time.
So if we buy a new chipper, you can use it for both parks
I
and
think so.
highway?
I'll have this discussion with the other commissioners and see if they are willing to do that. We'll trade in the Parks one, because that's an older one, too. And we'll get one, something, a nice little...
I don't care if you trade it in, because the value you're going to get for it is probably
If
$32.80.
that.
But I just want to make sure that we're going towards a unified.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Quite honestly, buy a new one, they're probably going to use it anyways. And they're not going to use the one they have. So I'll have that discussion.
Yeah, but it's a backup.
Right, well, every time we got to use it, we got to fix it. you
Oh.
know?
Never mind. And when we get together again, we can go through 2026, still looking at 2 items?
Well, I have a roof on there. I don't need a roof yet, so we're going to probably be transferring that up a little more. And we have a new sweeper, which I may not need either.
So those would move to 2027?
They are, yes. So I'm looking at a 1-ton dump, possibly 100 grand. I have that on here. If you want to put that in place,
For what year?
26. That's what I'm saying. So I mean, you can move up the sweeper to 29 if you want. I think I can get 2 more years easily. I don't know what, I have one more dump truck that needs replacement, but what's going on with the omnibus laws right now, rule that they're coming out with, we're not going to be able to buy a diesel truck ever again.
But I thought the electric trucks only work for 28 minutes.
That's about it. Well, this is the problem we're having, so this is actually being fought right now, this whole thing in the legislature. A new electric truck to do what we want to do is $800 to $1 million. They don't have a truck that can do it, there's no such thing. The power grid, the electric company has told us we can't give you the power to even charge that truck. That's not, not in the next 5 years, not happening. So I don't know what's going on with that. So I do have a truck, I'm gonna float it for now, I'll stick it in there. It's a $250,000 truck, but if it becomes an electric truck, it's gonna be about $1.2 million total. And honestly, I'm gonna keep what we have as long as we can
Yeah.
before we start spending that. I'll just keep rebuilding. It's cheaper to rebuild a truck than buy a new one usually.
I know we were talking about gas tanks.
Yes, so that's 27. I have two things in there for 27.
Right.
I have the gas tanks, which is probably going to be a little more than $1 million at this point,
And the transfer station.
and the transfer station moving to Asylum Street. That's a wish list thing. I'd love to do that. I don't know if we'll be ready by 27, but I'll leave it there for now. And I don't know if it'll be $1 million, probably not.
Well, one of the questions that you're going to face on the gas tanks is, what's the plan? Has anybody talked to Benny?
Well, I have, yeah, I actually talked to him the other day, and I told Benny to get, if he's still willing to do something with that property, you need to reach out to the people who make the decisions. I can't make the decision. I'll work with you, I'll work with you guys, I'll work with the town, whatever we got to do, but I can't, it's not my decision to make,
Well,
really.
no, but it's not our place to step in unless we're invited.
Right, so I left that on Benny for now. If he's serious, and he wants to talk
You
serious.
as Highway and Parks, if you invite us, then we can set up a meeting to start talking to Benny about serious movement.
So Benny's attorney did reach out to me about a year ago and asked me to have a meeting, to come to a meeting here we're going to set up, and they never did. So I asked them to start that again, start the process again,
Okay.
because we are getting desperate, we are.
Well, the thing is,
can't.
too, I don't want to go spend $1 million and then find out, oops,
Yeah.
it doesn't work.
Well, the tanks that we're going to buy are going to be above ground, so if it didn't work, we can move the tanks. believe it or
Then you're
not.
still spending more money to move.
Yeah, well, of course, yeah. It's just
Okay.
that, we have to start figuring that out soon, though. So,
So we'll pick, the Wednesdays work for you, Scotty?
yeah.
I mean, I have to pretend I'm working tomorrow. And then Friday, I'll reach out and pick a day for us to have a next meeting, to go through all the details of these things.
Okay. Well, let's, you want to wait till next month? Give us a little
Yeah.
time?
Pick a Wednesday next month. I want to get it done before March when Joycey becomes limited in time.
Why don't we do the 19th of February?
I'll confirm tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay, we got the FinCom meeting coming in, so
Okay.
motion.
Sorry I held everybody up. I made you come in early.
Motion to adjourn.
Grant,
Second.
all in favor? Motion to adjourn is not debatable, unanimous. We're done, and we'll pick up the details at the next meeting.
Thanks.